What is going on, beautiful people? It is Thursday night. I am Lee Hammock, and welcome to Waving the Red Flag with your favorite self aware narcissist, Lee Hammock. That's gracious. So, what is going on, beautiful people? As this thing said, I am Lee Hammock, your favorite self aware narcissist. The first thing we're going to do today is bring up my co host slash producer, Miss Jessica Montez.
Hello, everybody. So tonight's topic is finding love after a narcissistic relationship.
Finding love, Love, the four-letter word that a lot of people tend to try to avoid in these spaces and whatnot. One of the biggest fears that a lot of people have after you leave a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person, regardless of how long that relationship has lasted. I know. Welcome everybody say from my TikTok and also Instagram is acting the monkey again, y'all. Um, my TikTok folks, welcome to another live. Um, but yeah, so when I tell people like about finding love from after a toxic relationship is one of the toughest things that people experience. It can be scary, it can be it can be traumatic, it can be one of the I don't know. It's a fear of newness. It's a new fear that a lot of people experience once you've dealt with a narcissist. You don't want to deal with them again. You know, you
Yes.
don't want to deal with them again. You don't want to um have to experience this again. I feel like a lot of people would, if you could pick and choose, you'd be rather be one and done with a narcissist as opposed to, continue to doing the same thing again and again and again. You know, it was just like in that space right there. So I just feel like in these dynamics in this world, a lot of people are dealing with. The first thing you have to do after you leave a narcissist or a toxic person, after you get out of a toxic relationship, you have to learn to trust yourself. You know, you have to learn how to trust yourself. You have to learn how to, be okay with being by yourself. Because a lot of times a narcissistic person, toxic person, whatever, will try to convince you that being alone is the worst thing in the world. Like nobody else is gonna want you. Good luck finding somebody else to put up with your BS like I did. Good luck, Good luck being an old cat lady or dog man or ferret boy, whatever your animal of choice is. They'll try to make it seem like that's the end of the world for you. They'll try to convince. They typically spend a lot of time working on your mental health. Working on your self confidence, working on your self esteem, working on it, like kind of like hammering away at it, like with a chisel. And sometimes they break you. And then once the discard phase happens, or once you finally decide to leave that person, it can be, extremely scary to deal with that in that space right there. It really, really can. It can be an extremely scary thing to deal with and get back out there. So the first thing you have to do is trust yourself and be okay with being by yourself. It's a big fear, you know. It's a big fear. People can't, like, especially if this is all you've known for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 40 years. If this is all you've known, of course it's gonna be scary as hell to be out there by yourself, you know. Of course, of course it's gonna be scary as hell. And I think a lot of people, you have to be okay with dealing with that fear. Courage is, not the absence of fear, it's acknowledging that the fear exists and taking action anyway. Taking actions that are going to benefit you in the right direction, taking actions that are going to help you find that love. You can find, like, after a toxic relationship, you can find the greatest love ever. And that's self-love. I know people don't want to hear that. Just like, Lee, that's so cliche, and that's what everybody says. That's what you're going to hear. That's just what everybody says. But it's true. If you don't love yourself, you're if you if you don't love yourself, I can guarantee you then the next time you go back out there, you're going to feel like you depend on somebody else's, to want you, to validate your emotions, to validate how you feel and things like that. You're going to feel like you depend on that, like you need it. Like this is the only thing for you out there. It's just like, well, I have to, I have to survive. I need other people to survive. You don't need that. The only thing you need is you, because when you trust yourself, when you love yourself, you'll be okay with setting boundaries. You'll be okay with telling the next person no. You'll be okay with just like, you know what? That's red flaggy right there. Let me dip out. You know, You'll be okay with not giving people second chances. You'll be okay. I think a lot of people they absolutely struggle with that right there. They absolutely struggle with the fact that it's okay sometimes to not be okay. It's okay to tell people no. It's okay to set those boundaries and dip out on people when if you feel like you need to. You know, that's absolutely okay. But that's when you're climbing that kind of hierarchy, climbing that mountain after a toxic relationship with a narcissist. It is like climbing a mountain. It's like and once you feel like you got to the top of a mountain, you're just like, damn, I'm at the top of the mountain. And then you standing up there in your Superman pose, your Wonder Woman pose, you stand up there like this, and then the fog clears, and you see there's another mountain range right behind it that's higher. There's another mountain. You climb the self-love mountain. Now you got to climb the just trusting other people mountain. But you should not trust other people until you trust yourself, y'all. That's just the truth of it right there. Because it can't be scary to go out here and find somebody that fits your criteria. It can be scary to think you're being love bombed. Is this moving too fast? It can be extremely scary. Like, is this love bombing, or is this love bombing, or is this authentic? Is it? It's confused. It can be scary. It can be confusing as hell. Like, do you really care about me, or are you just trying to get some cheeks? Are you really care? Do we really have similar interests, or are you just trying to sleep with me? Are you just telling me what I want to hear? And the best way to do that, y'all, is to take your time. You don't have to rush, y'all. If this is forever, if this is going to last, why are we rushing? Ask yourself that question right there. You ask the person that you're dating, ask the person that you're seeing out here. When you finally get back out there, ask yourself, if this is forever, why are we rushing? Why? Hey, I set this boundary. I don't want to do that. Please, I thought you like me. You don't like my dreads. I thought you like dreads. You say you like dreads on Tinder. You say your weakness is when the man shakes his dreads in your face. And look at me right now. This is like, it's like dreads apparently like peacock feathers. Just shake them. It's like a different plume. It's a different plume. They would do everything to rattle you, to shake your boundaries up, to shake you up and whatnot. They would do that type of stuff to you. But when you are strong in your boundaries, when you're strong in that self-love, you're like, you know what? No. I said no. You can say no, y'all. And it takes a while to get up to build up that strength. It takes a while to build that resolve, And I understand that. I'm not trying to rush y'all. Don't rush y'all. Please don't rush. What happens to a lot of people when you get back out there? Because a lot of people are praying for y'all to leave those relationships. And when you finally leave, your friends be like, oh, I got the perfect person for you. I got the perfect person for you. Slow down, y'all. The perfect person sometimes be waiting in the wings, and you done told them no before, and they ready to hurt your heart, break your heart. Take your time. Your friends, like, if you're not ready to date, you can tell your friends no. Even setting boundaries with your friends or your family members that are trying to set you up to rush you to get back out there. You can set boundaries with them too, because that's where you start at. You set boundaries for other people, but also for your family and friends that are trying to push you out the door, to get you out there into that new relationship, to get you out there back into the dating field or the dating pool. Hey, my new boo got a brother, and he got dreads, so you shake him. There's something like that. I know I keep bringing up dreads. I'm being funny, but that happens. You can say no to your friends and family. Or I don't want to disappoint my friends and family, so I guess I go on this blind date. No, you can say no. If you're not ready, you're not ready, y'all. You are on your own timetable. What happens to a lot of people out here, especially that, if you want to have kids and things like that, you feel like you're getting older and whatnot, you rush. You just like, well, my biological clock is ticking. I'll settle for anything. You get back out there and you'll find a worse person. What happens is you don't think you can. You don't think you can find a worse person, but I know damn well you can, and you will. You go out there, ignore the red flags because your hormones are flying through the roof. You need your cheeks clapped, whatever it is. You're horny as hell, whatever it is. And you ignore these. Like you pushing the red flags out the way. The red flags are just like raining red flags. It's like raining cats and dogs. It's like literally from the sky. Like, what's that? It's a forecast of red flags. Take your time. Ignore, like I said, I'm telling you, if you ignore the red flags, you'll end up with a baby with a person that is going to treat you horribly, or you end up spending time or buying a house or co-signing on something for somebody that is going to treat you horribly and put you in the bond, keep you in the like, pretty much put you in the put you inside of an emotional blender to spin you around. So take your time, y'all. You can find it again. I have plenty of examples in my own like friend groups from people I met online that have found love and are thriving after toxic relationships. I've had some other horror stories as well where people hop out there too quick, find somebody worse, you know. But the consensus people say is when you trust yourself and you're not afraid to say no, you survive better. You thrive after narcissistic toxic abuse. You can thrive more, you know. And sometimes you're gonna be frustrated. You'll be super frustrated with yourself because you might miss a red flag. You might let somebody you might let somebody blow through one of your boundaries that you set. It's gonna be frustrating for you. You're gonna beat yourself up. But sometimes you got to forgive yourself. I call this sometimes you have to give yourself some space and some grace from yourself. The space to heal and the grace to forgive yourself because you're gonna slip up sometimes. You really, really are. That's why I just tell people, like, out here in this real world, people will lie to you. You don't want to trauma dump. Like I said, when I'm telling you to slow down, that also means when you get to know somebody new, you don't want to trauma dump on them because people will weaponize your trauma against you. You'll tell them everything you don't want, and you like, hey, I hate when people do this. And they'll be like, damn, thank you for telling me that because I was damn sure going to do that. Let me cross it off my list. Give people time to show you who they really are. Because I promise you, you will learn a lot more from saying no to people than you will from saying yes to people. Yeah, if you say yes to everything, you're gonna lose 100% of the time. Yeah, go watch. There's a movie called The Yes Man with Jim Carrey. He was just saying yes to everything. Sad to say, he was living a horrible life. Jim was sad. He was exhilarated at first, but then he was just like, yes, he was sad as hell from saying yes to everything, to things he didn't actually want to do. You don't have to say yes to everything. I know a lot of people, it starts at home when you're growing up. You get conditioned that you have to say yes to everything that your parents say, everything that your parents want and they require of you, and then it bleeds into your adult relationships. But now you're an adult as well. So you can absolutely say no. Learn to set those boundaries, learn to say no, and it helps you heal and grow because you can thrive after narcissistic abuse. You can find love again, but take your time, you know. And the one that I'll end with this right here, y'all, on this part of the show. Don't compare yourself in your healing journey to somebody else's. You know what I mean? Because comparison can absolutely be the thief of joy. Can somebody get out of a toxic relationship and end up being happy as hell really quickly with somebody else? Yeah. Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. But don't compare that to what you got going on. He's like, I'm moving too slow. Let me speed things up in my relationship. And you end up speeding things up with the wrong person and you end up regretting it. Slow yourself down. You'll be happier in the long run because comparing yourself like, well, I'm 3 months out of my toxic relationship. I've been 90 days no contact, and I'm still real. I'm still unhealed. That person has been out for 90 days, and they're already out there having fun. I should be further along. You're gonna drive yourself into a depression by doing that, y'all. You absolutely can. So don't compare your healing to what somebody else has going on because it will take you a lot longer to heal. You actually slow your own healing process down, you know. So take your time. Find it. You can find love. And like I said, one thing I would say about these dating apps before y'all get out here on these dating apps is that dating apps are the narcissist playground. You can become whoever you want to be on a dating app. You know, I will give y'all this advice right here. If it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. If you're looking at somebody's profile, right, and it feel like you could write that on their profile, just don't swipe. Don't agree to them, y'all. If it sounds just like if it's too if it sounds like this is if it sounds like you can see some big burly ass dude on there and he's talking about some what I'm really looking for is walks in the park and somebody that I can talk to at night and be super emotional to and cry on their shoulders when they want to. Cause I'm in my soft boy era and I just want to be soft and cuddly with somebody. Yeah, if y'all and then they turn out to be a woman beater. Y'all be like, no, I didn't see it coming. Yeah, you did. It sounds too good to be true, y'all. It's too good to be true. I don't like to. I don't. I'll be glad. They dated apps. I'm telling you, you can be whoever you want to be on there. You absolutely can be. So that's why I'm just saying, take your time, even on dating apps, getting to meet people, getting to getting to meet people, getting to know people, giving up the sleeping with people. It takes on average 90 days to get to know someone for who they really are, but it's 90 days of setting boundaries and saying no, and 90 days of being your authentic self, bringing who you really are to the table and not diminishing yourself, not diminishing your new light because you're just getting to know somebody new. You know, I don't want to say this because this will run them off. Say that shit. Why not? If it's gonna run them off, let them run off. I don't want to do this. I don't want to really be myself because they might run off. Do it. If they y'all, if they can't handle the authentic you, the setting boundaries you, the person that will say no and tell them what tell them what you're uncomfortable with, then they don't need to be in your life. Say it. Do it. Who's saying that song? Say it. Do it. My mama I used to play this song. It might be Mary J. Blige or somebody like that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the end of that section of the live, y'all. So, like, if y'all have any questions about finding love, just drop in the comments. Say, I do a little quick Q&A over on YouTube, the YouTube channel. Y'all hop over on YouTube. I do a quick Q&A on YouTube at Mental Healness, and then we're gonna hop into story time, answer some questions from subscribers and whatnot. I want to read you poetry during a romantic sunset, boy. But yeah, if you see that on Tinder, with they shirt off and they some gray sweatpants or some shit, with shades on, and they like, if you see that and they're not even looking at the camera in their picture, and you fall for that, I don't know what to tell you.
Or even the first dates. The first date, if that's what's happening. I went on a walk and we're walking down the street and we were going across a bridge and then he's like, let's stop right here and let's stare at this. Look at this beautiful sunset and all the
Oh
music.
God.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah, that gave me the. I don't get the ick very often. That gave me the ick. You want to do what? You want to watch the sunset?
Yeah, and he's like we're sitting there awkwardly on the bridge. Just met 10 minutes ago, walking from a coffee shop. I'm just like, useless. So yes, beware. They come up.
Oh God, that's so bad right there. Like I said, again, it seems sweet. Yeah, I know it seems sweet to people. It's just like, but it's just somebody being sweet, Lee. You can fall for that sweetness if you want to. Stop. Like, what is it? Is a car coming? No. The sun is setting right now.
It's like that.
And start crying. It's beautiful.
It's funny. That's exactly what I thought when he said stop. I was like, why? Like, I was like worried, like something was going to happen.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
no, that was exactly what that scenario exactly what happened.
Oh God. Yeah, as I said, it's just like it start crying, a tear running from their eye. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Peeking through their hands.
Yeah.
That's what that's what happens right there, y'all. Like seriously. Yeah. So you got any more questions about
Yeah, we got some questions. So we have a new member.
Oh, got a new member to the channel. Welcome to the channel membership. Bella the Gypsy Girl. Appreciate you. How to get back to normal. The love felt so real. It takes time. It takes time for your system to come down from that, y'all. Because love bombing is literally like listen to the words love bombing. They're bombing your system with love. They're overloading your system. Once they overload your system, it takes time to come down from that. I'm not gonna say just go into the bushes is just like acknowledge, say it was never real, none of it was real, because that can hurt too. Just take your time and acknowledge that that you love you. And some people like lie, it's like come off a drug high, like kicking an addiction. Michelle, what's going on, girl? She said, is there a list of things to look for in early interactions that are red flags? So I would say red flags, first of all, trust your intuition. If you feel weird around this person, your body that's your body telling you no. Look, your body, your intuition is setting the boundary on you right there. That's your intuition setting the boundary on you. If you feel weird around somebody when you first get to know somebody, it just don't feel right. It don't feel authentic. Your body is setting a boundary on you, and we don't violate boundaries over here, do we? You see, within yourself. So if it feels weird, it is weird. And like y'all, it's gonna sound weird, but find a way to say no. I know I said this earlier, but saying no to people teaches you so much more about that person than saying yes to everything. If you say no to something, They might show you who they really are. They might break. There might be a crack in the mask. You know, there might be a crack in the mask. Like, no. You see what I'm saying? You might hear their voice crack. They might snap on you. You see who they really are. Take your time. You know what I mean? I always say take your time. What happens when you find someone too good to you, and it's scary because of the antics, chaos you were used to before? Let me read it. Let me put my glasses on. I know I misread. I misread the hell out of that one. It said, "What happens when you find someone that's good to you, and it's scary because of the antics and chaos you were used to from being with a narc?" So this is where this is where finding a person that's understanding comes into play right here, because you typically are going to need someone that's going to be understanding, to understand what you've been through, to understand that that you survived and whatnot. You may understand in this space and all the other good stuff. It takes a while to get people to understand where you're coming from, and then also trusting yourself as well, because it can feel weird. It's a weird in a different environment, because peace can feel weird to you, because once you become accustomed to chaos and chaotic nature and always being in fight or flight, peace can feel weird to you. Peace can feel like boredom. You're like, oh, this shit boring. You're just boring. But they're not boring. They're just not what you're used to. So again, you gotta learn. That's part of the trusting yourself again. It's part of learning to trust you, and also trusting the other person to see who they really are too. So take your time. I'm feeling take your time. Bianca says, question: every serious relationship I've had has turned out to be what they are. How do I get away from that type of person? So I would say right here in this space, what is similar between every single person that you're talking to? What are the similarities? What are the commonalities between every person you talk to? Because the chance of everybody being a narcissist, I'm just saying, I ain't gonna say you're wrong, but like, what is the commonality between all of these people? What is attracting you to all of these people? Do you have a certain type of person you're attracted to? Do they all look the same? Do you meet all these people? Do you meet all these people in the same place, like a biker bar where everybody in there fighting and being crazy as hell, or racist? I don't know. I'm just joking. Where are you meeting these people? What's the common denominator between these people? Typically, the common denominator is gonna be you. It's something in you that you're floating towards these people. Why pick these people out of a crowd? Sometimes narcissists stand out a little differently. I'll say
I
that.
like your advice too that you give when people ask that question, and that's raise your standards.
Oh
Raise your
yeah, raise your standards. Tony Robbins said that, y'all.
Mhm.
The easiest way to get away from narcissistic people is to raise your standards. I'm not talking about money standards, like, oh, I start dealing with broke people. I had narcissist. No. Not just your money standards. I'm talking your standards of how you were treated, what you're willing to tolerate too. Because once you, like I said, when you set those boundaries, you learn how to say no, which are both parts of raising your standards. You tend to shoo away narcissistic and toxic people. You tend to get those people away. Kit Kat, what's going on, girl? She said, I was told by someone close to the narc that he heard him devalue many people, but never as much as he devalued me. What would make a narcissist hate me in particular more than anyone else? So could that be true right there? He talks junk about everybody, but he hates you. Could you have stung him more and caused a narcissistic injury? Could you have hit his ego a little bit more than anybody else? Yeah. Could he hate how you make him feel about himself? Absolutely, yes. That could be true as well, just within that space. So it could be something that you've done to him that he just resents you for. But like, I don't know, people like drama. I remember you came on the show and you got a drama circle over there with that person. So is your wife in therapy as well? Yes, she does her own. My wife does her own solo therapy. How do I know if I'm the narcissist or she is? Go to therapy. Are you willing to go to therapy and work on you and be open, honest, and vulnerable to a therapist? I always ask that question right there. Well, no, not really. I don't really think I need to. I think it's really her. You might need to go in the bathroom, look at that mirror, take a deep look, take a deep look at yourself. You know what I mean? How did you become self-aware? So yeah, that's one of those kind of long-winded questions right there. I have a whole playlist on my YouTube channel called Self-Aware Sundays. My whole story from beginning to end is on my Self-Aware Sundays series. So Self-Aware Sunday series. But I actually did part of it today. So check that series out. because it's just not one simple answer. I can't, like, if I gave you a short answer, it wouldn't do it justice, and it would give a lot of y'all false hope. You'd be like, oh, I can do that. No, it's a lot longer. It's a lot longer and deeper than that. So yeah.
We'll keep sending in those questions, and we'll keep answering throughout the show.
Mhm.
And so I guess we can now time for story time, maybe.
Yeah, so we're gonna hop into story time, y'all.
It's
Break
time
down
for story time with Lee. Now sit back, get comfortable, and listen while I help make sense of your story.
Oh yeah, on TikTok. So story time. Y'all, if y'all want to send in your story for next week's show or anytime, the email address is on the screen. Waving the red flag show, just like this. What I'm doing right now, waving the red flag show at gmail.com. Where's April Morgan? She's not in here today. She normally beat me to it. Y'all tell April she would have it in there. I could just post it on the screen.
I don't see her in here today.
Okay, story time, y'all. I want to give you a quick synopsis of my story with a narcissist. My husband robbed me of the early years of being with my children because he wouldn't work and I was forced to because someone had to provide. I just posted a video on my YouTube channel today about when narcissistic people don't work. I literally have, that's literally my video today. When they don't work, they have nothing else to offer. You know. Meanwhile, he was acting like a punk, going on his phone for WhatsApp for some financial business hours on end, like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., claiming to try to get money, which never came, or it did, and he hid it because he refuses to let me have access. Oh, so it says husband. They're still married. So this has been going on for years, y'all. Years of not working and stuff like that. I know today in today's society, it's the other way around. Like the man, that's what people say, man got to go to work and stuff like that. Probably lying about, who knows? Probably lying about money. I worked for 10 years this way, 10 years, a decade of him chilling on his phone on WhatsApp, waiting for his big break. Boy, it happens, y'all. If you get a broke narcissist or somebody who refuses to work and they're doing stuff like this, and somehow they hit it big, they gonna leave your ass. The first thing they're gonna do is leave you. Got that job they've been waiting for. Bye. And you're gonna be mad as hell for holding them down for so long. But I held you down for 10 years. I didn't. That's on you. Peace. And they'll peace out on you. I promise you. You know, when people hit the lottery, they're like, what are we gonna do, babe? We. What do you mean we? You see, and that's what they'll do. The first thing they'll do is leave you because they hate that you have to provide for them. They feel like big kids, you know, but they also like feeling like big kids sometimes. Finally took my job to Florida, and he followed, of course. Followed to Florida. No, look, he no money, but he can travel. No money, but he can travel. Hey, nobody travels better than broke people. I don't know how. Like, no work, just be catching flights, getting flew. He got flued out. She flew him out. Flew him out to Florida. I had some medical stuff with my daughter going on. Took FMLA, and then it ran past the deadline and lost the job. Oh, that sucks. He didn't want me to find another job. Said he wants to continue. He wants to provide now. So I'm a stay-at-home mom now, and I can't work even if I wanted to because now my daughter's medical issues are 24/7. Plus, I drive the kids to school at 7:45 and pick them up at 3 every day because there is no school transportation. He works 7 to 6 every day, so the dynamic is switched. It's switched. Now he's in control. He's been in control the whole time, but now he's in control of the money too. Y'all see how that switched? Now he's in control of the money. Let's see how he acts. The problem I has is he never has given me gifts or taken me out for birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, or just because. So sad every year. I know I'm getting nothing. So right there, y'all. So 10 years of getting no gifts, of getting no taking, no dates, no nothing. And this is not me trying to rag on her, y'all. I promise y'all. You teach people how to treat you. He thinks it's been 10 years now. Why would I change it up? You know, you haven't left in 10 years. Why would I switch up what I've been doing? I haven't given you a gift in a decade. Why are you expecting the gift now? Why are you still getting sad? We go through this every single year. I'm not getting you nothing. Why are you mad? Why are you upset? You know, just in this space right here. What's that? I keep losing my place sometimes, y'all. He's been abusive in the past, but it's been 2 years now since he's hit me. Oh goodness, he done put his hands on her too. Like y'all letting the broke man beat you too? Hey, when I don't have nothing else to offer y'all, they start offering they offer sex and beatings. It's crazy how that works sometimes. Damn. But he's mainly outside the home than inside the home due to his ways that won't change on our arguments. He's still on WhatsApp for this unknown financial business 8 years later, saying he's trying to make things good on all hours of the night, not helping me with those kids, not with their homework or anything. So this again is part of the dynamic. He's been doing this for 8 years on his phone on WhatsApp. I highly doubt there's money coming in.
Mhm.
I highly doubt it that there's some money coming in 10 years later. You know, I get upset with him, and he ends up sleeping in the car or in a vacant mall parking lot for days on end. And I know because we have Apple Friends Finder, but he goes to the bar alone. When he's out, he blames me for arguing. I tell him his kids have needs and things. I'm not working because I can't get no paycheck, and the kids still have needs when he's out. And he says he's not sending anything because he needs it for himself. See? Well, I told you when they get that money, it's all about them. He didn't win the lottery, but now he's making it all about himself. It still happened anyway. So me and the kids are left scrambling for money for our needs. I feel like a married single mom. Married single parents exist, y'all. I know people are gonna say, "What's a married single parent?" How does that make any sense, Lee? Married single parent don't make no damn sense at all. When you're married to somebody, it doesn't help you out at all. Like married single parents exist. Like if I was married, let's use my example. I'm the provider in my house, right? My wife stays at home. She stay home mom. If I did nothing but work, nothing around the house, no love, no care, no affection, no gifts, no nothing. I don't help with the kids. I go work from 9 to 5, and I come home and kick my feet up and chill all day. I don't cook. I don't provide anything else. All the kids are taken care of by her. I know some people were just like, "Well, Lee, that's how it's supposed to be." So if I work 9 to 5, right, and I provide a certain type of lifestyle, 9 to 5 lifestyle, right? You know, but her job is to watch the kids. When does she get a break? When does she clock out? Because kids be sick. They get up early. They don't go to sleep on time. So you are at work around the clock. Which job seems more important in that situation? Especially if my 9 to 5 is bringing home. We barely making ends meet, like in this house right here. Barely making ends meet. Well, that's what you signed up for. You shouldn't have did it. But that's how it goes, y'all, in these spaces right here. I'm just telling you that married single parent shit exists. And that's why people file for divorce all the time. People are just like, why do you get divorced? You get everything at home. You get your bills paid for. What else? I can pay my bills on my own. Like this woman said, she can work on her own. You know? You can work and pay your bills on your own. So why the hell would you want to stay in here and have another kid to take care of? A grown-ass kid that ain't doing nothing. They ain't clapping on cheeks, ain't providing, ain't cooking, ain't cleaning shit. Why the hell would you got a grown kid now that hit you? A grown-ass kid that might, if you don't do what they want to do, they might bust you in your damn mouth. So you see what I'm saying? Like that married single parent stuff really does exist, y'all. So that's why people file for divorce. Like you got everything. I'll take your place. Take my place then. You ready to quit in a few minutes. What's that? Sorry, that triggers me right there. I hate that married single parent shit. I was put off on a whole tangent, didn't I? when did the married single parent, when did they get the clock out? That'd be the argument for the people just like the provide and protector, the provide and protect people. They say stupid shit like that all the time. Well, I'm protecting and providing. Everything else will be taken care of. Provision, y'all, and protecting is emotional as well. You have to be an emotional protector. You have to be an emotional provider as well. You can't. People think they work and bring home money. That's all you got to do. That's stupid as fuck to think that, y'all. Like seriously, that's dumb as hell. Like this is all I got to do. Make money. All right. Sorry. This is what y'all. Lee, what triggers you? That right there. Okay. Goose fraba. Got a goose fraba. Y'all see anger management? Goose fraba. That's a great movie.
Yeah,
I have a lot of movie references, y'all. I worked at Blockbuster for too long. Okay. I feel like a married single mom. Like I'm a prisoner, not only to my responsibilities, but also to his. With no perks, no gifts, no taking me out, no breaks, and I'm getting burnt out. Yes, there's burnout. There's burnout. So she said, you're a narcissist and say you're able to be in a marriage and change. Do you hope he can change and understand what he's doing is wrong? So in this space right here, I'll say no. Because this person he's been doing this for a decade with no course correction, no nothing. So he will keep doing it. And this is gonna sound mean, but why would he change his behaviors that he's been allowed to do for a decade? You know, this is what he's used to doing. He's not. Why would he change those behaviors? You know, the behaviors that he's exhibiting serve him, even when he's sleeping in his car. You know, apparently, allegedly. I mean, people can leave. You can leave your phone in the car and go. Like I can leave my phone in the parking lot and go leave my phone. I got 2 phones, y'all. I can do that anytime. You know, it's like, oh, this is the phone with the Apple Friend Finder on it. Let me take my backup with me. You know, the phone didn't move. The phone didn't move all night, though, right? You see, the phone didn't move all night. You gotta watch out for that type of stuff. People be lying. There's cheaters gonna find a way to cheat. I refuse to believe that man have been on the phone for 10 years on WhatsApp. Let me see. Let me talk to your financial advisor. Who is he with? Is he with Charles Schwab? Let me talk to him. You know, we've been investing for 10 years. Where's my return on investment? You know, what's the ROI on this?
WhatsApp's always like a red flag for some reason. I don't know
what?
why. WhatsApp seems like a red flag too for some reason.
I get a bunch of WhatsApp stories. I don't know why people do WhatsApp and don't just text. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I had to learn in that space right there, y'all. He's willing. He is willing to talk to someone, but there is no one to talk to, and most people don't want to get into drama or tell him he's wrong or I'm wrong or something. People don't want to get involved unless they are paid for listening nowadays. What are your thoughts? So he's got money apparently, don't he? He got money to spend at the bar. So if he was really serious about changing his behaviors, he could spend money at the bar or running and heating his car all night because it's cold sometimes. Then he can pay for a therapist. So people, like I said, people make time and effort and energy for things that are important to them. Like he's been conditioned to think that his behaviors are okay, y'all. Just being realistic. He thinks his behaviors are cool. He's just like, I've been acting this way they might have been together for more than 10 years. You know, I've been acting this way for so long. Why would I change my behaviors? He said he's willing to talk to somebody. Like he said he's willing to talk to someone, but there's no one to talk to. And most people don't want to get into drama or tell him he's wrong. So if people are afraid, like if he doesn't want to hear that he's wrong, there's no chance of him changing no behaviors right there. You know, hey, sir, you're wrong for treating your wife like this. Oh, hell no. You know, they're gonna blow up like that. What therapist will want to deal with that? You know, so I would say this is who he's going to be. This is who he is and who he's going to be. And sometimes what happens a lot of times, they end up finding somebody else and leaving. You know, they leave you high and dry and scraping around and whatnot. And or sometimes they'll leave you high and dry, or they'll still pay the bills, but you still can't work and you'll still be in the same situation. It's just he won't be in the house, which might be better off sometimes if he's not in the house. So thanks for sending that story in. That's tough to deal with, and that sucks, y'all. Seriously.
We have some email questions too. If you want to go over some of those. Thank you guys for sending all those in. I tried to get to most of them, so I apologize if we didn't get to yours this week, but we've got a lot that comes in. But keep sending them in.
Yeah, send in the stories. Send them in, y'all. Send them in. We'll tackle them. Bam. Email question number 1. Let me pop my neck on this one. I was with someone who had narcissistic traits for 3 months. And then he went through my phone and saw a coworker had texted me asking if I was still with him. Ooh, okay. It's already spicy. Saw a little whiff of heat right there, y'all. In the text, my coworker called me hot. I did not reciprocate. He then started to become what seemed a narcissist. And then 3 months later, went through my photos and he found a screenshot of a text where someone had complimented me. And I laughed in response. But he raged at me, threw me out. But after both of these instances, this man seems to have become the full-blown narcissist. Did I cause this? I understand some people just ignore inappropriate texts or block these people. So I guess I can see his point, but he has every red flag now. I know I didn't create him, but did I bring his bad side out? Ugh. That's a rough, yeah. It's a rough one right here. Because it's gonna sound, yeah. How do I say this? Give me a second. Give me a second. How do I approach this? This is me trying to this is me looking at my marble before I sculpt it. You know what I mean? I'm just drawing out my marble right here. I'm drawing out the lines because this is tough right here. Because I always tell people, it takes about 3 months to get to know someone for who they really are. You know, it really, really does. But in these 3 months, I tell people 3 months setting boundaries, 3 months saying no, 3 months showing 3 months of showing who you really are. So this person thinks you're a cheater that's interested in other people, and that doesn't change. You know, he does. That's why he went through your phone again and again and again. He's not gonna stop doing that. So he's just in this space because now he don't trust you. Because you said in the text, my coworker called me hot. I did not reciprocate, but you didn't. But you also say you didn't just hey, I'm with my boo. Don't be disrespectful. You didn't set a boundary there. I noticed you didn't say that. So see right there. That's a space for anger right there from not just narcissists, from I think from a lot of people, within that space right there. Because if I go through somebody's phone, I'm just again, is it insecurities bubbling to the surface? Yeah, but I go through there and I feel like, damn girl, you so hot. You still with that lame ass Lee Hammock, but you don't reciprocate. Even though you didn't reciprocate, it's still some room for some anger right there, But you say you went through the photos and found a screenshot of a text where someone complimented me. Why did you screenshot that? It seemed like you wanted. You see what I'm saying? Why? So, and I laughed in response, but you screenshot it, so it seemed like it meant more to you than just the compliment. You see, but it's so I'm not saying this person is a narcissist, but could these anger things pop up because of seeing this type of stuff? Yeah, I mean, could this be who he really is? Yeah, he could be a jealous, insecure person, but it does seem like in this space right here, these are trigger points for him. These things right here that are popping up are triggering his insecurities right here. But does he have a reason to be insecure? You just screenshot it and saved it where he complimented you, and that's two. That's right. It's 2 strikes. And 2 strikes. It's 2. So do you ask yourself right here? Do you really want this person right here? Because you're screenshotting stuff. You're not reciprocating, but you keeping messages. People calling you hot. You work with them. You got to ask yourself right there. Okay, sorry, y'all. It's just I was trying to beat around the bush right there, but I could see why I would be mad at it too, just from a perspective of not just a narcissist as a man, just seeing that type of stuff. Damn girl, you hot as hell. You see what they're lame, and then you just laugh and screenshot it. Hard. Woo. Okay. Okay. Sorry, y'all.
But also this, Latoya's right, that he shouldn't be going through your phone.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah. But I say that's right. I say you shouldn't be going through the phone right there. Mm-hmm. But I gotta say because a lot of people find out when you cheating going through their phone. Mm-hmm. It's just you should, but you shouldn't be going through the phone, but just screenshotting stuff or you saving stuff, you saving compliments from coworkers. It seemed like you building up to cheat on them. So that's what it seemed like to me. I could be wrong, but because if I were to say right there, you shouldn't be going through this phone, that would be disingenuous to me because I'd be telling people just if you don't trust it, then how else would you know? So they would disingenuous to me. Just hey, don't go through it. He shouldn't go through your phone, but you can go through his if you think he's cheating. They'd be backwards with me right there. So yeah. Don't give him a reason to go through there. That's girl. Whoever said that in, don't screenshot that shit. To me, that just seems like you're interested in the person. I screenshot stuff that people compliment me. I screenshot them and say, hey, this so I go back and smile later on. You know what I mean? Because you might be in bed on WhatsApp, just you might be cheesing to some screenshots. So you see, woo. Okay. Where was it? Story number 2. Okay. I was in a relationship for 14 years, 14 of them things, y'all. Age 17 to 32. And I ended it because she refused to leave, but will not pay bills, claimed to have a relationship. and trying to make me lose everything. Any advice because I refuse to let this break me. Sometimes you got to evict people, y'all. You know, in these spaces, in these relationship dynamics, sometimes you got to like if they refuse, like sometimes you got to evict people. Just being realistic. Sometimes you got to evict because if not, they're gonna overstay their welcome, and people have squatters' rights, and y'all been in it for 14 years. Y'all might be common law married, depending on what state you're in. You might not be able to kick them out. So I feel like that might be something you want to look into as well. At 14 years, you know, they might actually be in that space right there where this is a whole different dynamic. So thanks for sending it. Yo, on my TikTok folks, if y'all want to send in a story, it's on the screen on Instagram. I mean Instagram. YouTube. It's waving the red flag show at gmail.com. No, waving the red flag show at gmail.com. We live on YouTube answering questions and stuff like that, y'all. That's why I keep focusing right here. So if y'all want to hop on the YouTube and ask some questions, right there. It's at Mental Illness, the same name. And my YouTube channel has longer videos too, y'all. Stop tripping. Email question number 3. I'm writing this to you because I had a feeling my ex was cheating, and I was unaware of the narcissistic personality disorder. I had a suspicion that him and my... This is the one I was reading earlier. Okay, y'all, buckle up for this one. Let me start this one over. I am writing this to you because I had a feeling my ex was cheating, and I was unaware of the narcissistic personality disorder. I had a suspicion that him and my daughter were sleeping together behind my back. He's 41 and she's 21. They both kept telling me that nothing was going on, but my spirit was telling me differently. I went to my appointment the other day and set up an audio, and I can hear them in there having sex. They both deny it. I think deep down inside, I knew something was going on, but I didn't want to believe it because I knew that I would end it forever. Oh, so the husband and the stepdaughter in there sleeping together, y'all. 41 and 21. So I'm not gonna say that just the husband is narcissistic, but your daughter hates you. It's in that space right there. If she's in that, I don't know how old he was. Like I said, there's some context missing and whatnot. I don't know how long he could have raised her from like 3 to 21 and he's now sleeping with her. He could have groomed her into this space, of course. But if she was an adult when y'all got together, then your daughter hates you, you know. So your daughter might have some toxicity within herself as well. But that husband, I mean, there's some evil going on here, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
There's some evil in this situation right here. Like, yeah, could he have groomed your daughter? Yeah, possibly. But in this space right here, but it's gonna be tough cutting everybody off because I'm cutting everybody off in this space. Right, everybody getting cut off. Like get your Ginsu, your Bushido blade out and just start hacking. Everybody got it. I'm not talking literally hacking people up, hacking up the relationship. You know, because you gotta cut them off. Clean slate. It sucks when it's your kid and your husband. Ooh. I'm telling y'all, there's some evil in this world. There's some evil out here. That stuff to send in. But shout out to you. Thanks for sending that in. Next one, y'all. Says 7 years of abuse. Just beat me up in my house for no reason. Put me in the hospital. I still think I was wrong, that I caused it. He said when he beat me, you made me go back to the youngster I was when I went to the pubs and had fights. He is now 60 and I made him go back to those days. He's getting arrested tomorrow night, and I took 7 months to tell the police, and he knows nothing about his arrest tomorrow. But I'm worried he might come after me. I can't sleep, nothing. Did I do the right thing? But I'm scared he's a very violent man and has a very short fuse. She's in England. So yeah, you did the right thing. You absolutely did the right thing in that space right there. Yeah, so definitely call the police, but definitely protect yourself in these spaces right here as well. I don't know what the laws are like in England, but I would say if you was in America, I would say arm yourself. But everybody's armed over here, isn't it? I would say arm yourself and protect yourself because yeah, he's getting arrested, but sometimes they let him out of jail. Like he's not gonna be in there forever. So he's gonna get out and he might come for you. So you have to protect yourself and be safe. If you can move around a little bit, move around a little bit. Don't let them know where you are because a lot of times in these situations, they try to reach out to you they be apologetic, just like, please, just let me. I just want to come home. I just want to see you. Just let me know that you're safe. Please, just let me know that you're safe. Please, please, please. And then y'all reach out and they come find you and they send you to meet God. Don't. You don't have to reveal their location, y'all. You don't have to reveal your location. You don't have to do any of that, y'all. So just be safe. I'm a proponent of calling the damn police, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all be like, well, Lee, you're a snitch. I don't stop doing shit. Leave me alone. Like, I'm not a snitch. If you leave me alone, I can't snitch. Leave me the hell alone. I'm telling. Like, leave me alone. Don't put your hands on me. Chill. Goddamn, you know. But shout out to her for sending it in. Just be safe, take care of yourself, y'all, because it's a very difficult thing to do. Like, seriously, it's a very difficult thing to deal with, very difficult thing to put up with and to do. Yeah. So Tara says, I finally found out that my husband was seeing a girl 30 years younger for 6 months before he tried to unalive me. Do you think this is why he went to that extreme? Yeah, I mean, so look at the what's the dude's name? Chris Watts started messing with a younger girl and unalived his wife and kids so he could be with her. You see? So yeah, they will find younger people sometimes and try to take you on up out of here so they can start over from scratch with somebody new. So yeah, they will absolutely do that right there. They can do that, you know. Why did he say he hated people in crowds but was extroverted at times and finally made a friend? Wasn't all an act? Could he have originally started off hating people? Yeah. But sometimes people get lonely and start trying to make friends. But yeah, could he have been an active at the beginning? Also, yeah. Also, yes. He could have told you he hated people so he could not take you out and not go out in public with you and things like that. You know, people fall into that type of stuff all the time. No. I always tell my new boyfriends that my ex treated me like a queen. I just wasn't willing to settle despite how I was treated. Is that manipulation right there? Being manipulative? Are you being manipulative right there? Why are you lying to people? If you said I get it, you know, but be very careful because they might run into your ex and like, no, she's horrible, you know, because if it was me right there, it's like my ex treated me like a queen. I just read it with that makes me think I'm like now see if I was going to treat you like a queen and be with you, that would make me change my standards now. Now I just want to sleep with you because you just made it seem like you got super high standards now that I'm not probably if he treated like a queen, what can I do? You know, so it might help you to be honest in those situations right there because like now it's like damn, I really like this girl. Just so you know, all my exes treated me like queens, but it wasn't good enough. So now my mind done shifted. Now I'm just like, okay. I got you. Now the mission has changed. You see what I'm saying? You might be setting yourself up right there by telling people that because now it seems like if they treated you like a queen and everything was all good and fine and dandy and you still left, that makes my mind shifted somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? That makes my mind take it to a different level right there.
You're also not being authentic to yourself and also attracting the guys who will appreciate you. Your authentic you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you be real sometimes. Why do rich narcissists ask you for money? I said no. Oh my God. I'm rich narcissist. I'm not a rich narcissist yet. I'll be there soon. Give me a little bit. Give me a year. No. Sometimes they test you. You know, they want to test to see what you're gonna do. See if you all in it for the money. They want to know that you just want them and not just their money. They're being realistic. You know, give me some money. If you say no, oh, you only want me because I have money, right? So again, you see how you can shift their perspective right there. It's just a silly mindset, y'all. It's a perspective shift. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been dating, and it's not easy. I can understand. See lots of red flags. Been on lots of dates. So it's not. I'm still working on me too. I still have work to do. That's for sure. But I get out so that I'm not completely isolating. Get out. Why not? But it's hard to care about that.
There's always work to be done. So
yeah, and also I actually talk about some of my dates on my if you follow me on YouTube, at Baby Jessica Montez or just put in Jessica Montez. Can I talk about this, Lee, real quick? Just plug.
Yeah. I'm
I
in
work
the background.
with comedians, and we're working on a new show right now called Get Out of Bed with Erica Rhodes and Jessica Montez, and we talk about these things like our dating experiences and and all these, fun topics, and also maybe not so fun topics, and things maybe you guys can relate to as part of the healing process and depression and all that stuff. She's a very hilarious comedian. Follow me at YouTube, and we're going to be doing that every Monday at 3. This Monday will be a little bit late because of the new year, but then after that, we're going to try for every Monday at 3. Get out of bed. So come follow me on YouTube. There you go.
Did you drop it in there?
Oh no, here I'll throw it in there. Lee, what's your New Year's resolution?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Be a better everything. Now, no, seriously, I typically don't make New Year's resolution. I have like mantras and like slogans for the new year. Mine this year is to be more intentional and be more disciplined. So intentional. Say my shirt says I'm enough. So this year, I'm disciplined. I'm intentional. So I'm gonna be more intentional with my time, effort, and energy. More disciplined with it as well. So
For me, my New Year's resolution is just to like enrich my life a little bit more. Like I want to learn more language, learn more things about myself, travel more, and be healthier. Start doing yoga regularly and all that stuff. That's my
yeah, good resolutions. Good resolutions. So we're gonna do. I think we voicemails. We're gonna do a couple more questions. Then we hop into some quick voicemails, y'all. So Lynn says, my ex entered my home without my permission when I was on vacation. He copied the key. What should I do? You should call the goddamn police and not go home. Like, unless you have a security system up, I would. Oh my goodness.
Can she change the locks?
Change the yeah.
Ability?
He might already be in there. He might be living in the wall or something. You hear people living in the crawl space and living in the wall. Like, I'm getting cameras. I'm arming myself. Like, I'm calling the police. Yeah, protect yourself because they will come get you.
Yeah, we got
They
some
absolutely
voicemails.
will.
We got some voicemails tonight. So the number down scrolling below, send those in. Somebody else asked the question, how do you call in? Just call that number, and we won't get to it tonight if you call, because a lot of people will ask that too. And but we will at some point, probably next week, get to some of your calls. And if you can keep it under a few minutes, that would be appreciated as well. So here we go.
Hello, my question is I have left a narcissistic relationship for about 2 to 3 years now. I've gone no contact. However, this narc has not reached out to me, and I'm feeling some type of way about it. I feel a little sad. I feel like I ruminate it a lot. I feel like I'm not worthy. I feel like, was I not worth, reaching out to? So that would really help. Thank you so much.
I'm writing this in the comment section, but you feel exactly like he probably wants you to feel in that space right there. Because like once you start questioning your own value and your own worth, they win. Because not all narcissists will try to get back with you. I will leave you alone. My pride too high. I'm like, now to hell with you. Even if I wanted you back, I'm gonna leave you alone because that would make you reach out to me. And then guess what happens when you reach out to me? You lose because now when you reach out to me, you just made everything I've said and done to you okay. You just cleared the slate. The slate is now clear and whatnot. So with the slate being clear, they get you. They get you. They win in that space right there. So you got to be safe. Be as safe as possible within that dynamic. So yeah, I wouldn't reach out.
Hey, what's up, Lee, man? I'm kind of confused what I got to do because I messed up, man. I messed up. I did what I did, and so long story short, me and the narc, we were together, and she put me on like her Walmart prescription, so I picked up her prescription. I brought it to her at her work, and I kind of called her out. Now I already know that there's gonna be some reverse shit. Like it's not funny, but like it made me feel better. And maybe it's something you could touch on. I don't know. Like I don't have anyone to talk to about this kind of crap, dude. And I made a mistake. Like I already know this is full of shit. I messed up, man. But I brought it to her. She ran from me. And I was like, oh no, hold on. Here's your here's a prescription, and she's like, I'm gonna call the cops on you and all this shit like that at her work, and like I just showed up, like it was foolish. It was foolish.
So I'm a wee bit confused right there. So let me see if I can decipher this. Let me see if I can put my inspector hammock hat on. It sounds like they might have been broken up,
Yeah.
and it sounded like they had been broken up, and he got her prescription as a reason to go see her, and popped up on her,
Yes.
and she got to go. That's what
Oh,
I got from it. So that's a little red flaggy right there. You know what I mean? So my advice: don't do that again, because you're probably gonna go to jail. Because like I don't know if it's illegal for you to pick probably not illegal for you to pick the prescription up, but
right.
going over there and doing that, I just feel like that was just that's crossing some boundaries and some lines. So I wouldn't do that again. So that's what I was like. I just got a little confused about that one a little bit, y'all.
It's a little
Yeah, it's a
little
little, it's a little, it just is dangling down a little bit. Just don't if she's running from you, she breaks into a sprint and she sees you, and you chasing it with some medicine. That's just what I mean. it sounds a little scary right there. So don't do that again. Yeah. Just be safe right there, because he said I did what I did. So I'm assuming this will happen, y'all. So
yeah. Here we go.
Hey Lee, one of the things I would like to add to what you just responded to was the woman who had asked about always coming into these narcissistic relationships or being pulled into them or brought them presented to her, is that I figured out something when I was going through healing with you on all of your episodes, is that because I have the empath, because my brother was the narcissist, my sister being the empath, the scapegoat, and I floated in between, was that I experienced so much trauma from molested, double raped in high school, abuse, that abuse, or whether it's physical or emotional, became normal and familiar. And so when I was around a man who felt familiar, it felt comfortable being around him, he was probably toxic, but I didn't know that until I got through this marriage that you helped me through. And then I realized that the men that made me feel comfortable, it was familiar, are probably pretty damn toxic. And the ones that were uncomfortable were pretty damn healthy. And those were the ones that I should focus on, pay attention to once I was healed. Once I was healed being in bold print underscore, because you cannot do that when you're in healing process. But I was always drawn to the toxic because it felt familiar.
I think that is you in the background, by the way.
yeah, it did sound like being in the background right there. So so it sounds like you had a very abusive upbringing in that space right there. So a lot of times, this is not how it always goes, but a lot of times when you get raised in abuse and trauma, you end up somehow finding that in your adult relationships, y'all. You really, really do. And yeah, you cannot heal. You cannot fully heal in the same environment that made you sick. You just can't. You have to, in order to fully heal, you have to get away from that environment. Even if it's your family, even if it's your friends, even if it's your siblings or whoever it is, your workplace. It could be a workplace toxic environment. You can't fully heal while you're there. I would say that just like in therapy can help as well. Just get out of that space. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
The kids coming in?
Yeah, we can do another one though. If you got another.
Yeah, we have a few more questions if you'd like.
Okay, we can do a few more. So a a lot prey on single moms. I had I had several healthy, normal, long-term relationships. Then bam, 2 narcissists in a row. They were both so helpful with my boys at first. I needed some help, and they knew that. Yeah, so that absolutely does happen a lot, sometimes in toxic relationship spaces where they do seek out single parents, single moms in particular, in order because they feel like you need them. They come in just like, hey, your kids need a dad or another mom, whatever floats your boat. You know, your kids need me, and they come in there and play the role for a little while just to get you. And then once they get the kids attached to them, they reveal their true character. So that does happen as well. So if you're a single parent, yes, be careful, watch out. How to deal with my narc ex who is in jail. We have an 11-month-old together. If she ever grows to ask about him, what should I do? I mean, how long was he in jail? Like, if she ever grows to ask it, is he ever been there for life? Did he get a life sentence? You know, because sometimes when they get out of jail, they come out, they try to make themselves known anyway. But like me, I don't see the issue with telling them the truth when they get older. You know, when they get older to a certain age. I mean, I was just like, when they're 3 years old, I'm like, what that is in jail. You know, that might be a little rough.
Yeah, it's hard for them to understand that, I think, too.
Yeah.
Wrap their head around that.
So do all narcs self-sabotage their goals in life? Not all of them do it, but a lot of them do it. A lot of them will. Not all narcissists self-sabotage, but a lot of them, when they feel like they're about to take the next step in success or relationship or whatever, this like weird fear kicks in and they just do something to blow it up. You know, they'll create an unnecessary argument. They'll yell, scream, and do some craziness. They'll cheat. They'll beat on you. They'll do something wild out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. You know, just to damn near ruin it because their fear kicks in.
Well, I have a good video of the week for today's episode for dating again. So here we go.
Dating again. Thank you so much for meeting me here. Like blind dates make me so nervous. It's really no problem. I actually prefer blind dates because that way the other person doesn't know much about me. Okay, noted. So I've heard of like first date coffee dates, but is there any reason why we both got like one water cup to share from McDonald's? I don't think first date should be based on money. And as you can see, there's not water in there. It's Coca-Cola. I need to make sure that you're a ride or die. Did you steal if you need to? So there's going to be stealing involved. I wouldn't call it stealing, but there's going to be some taking stuff that's not ours. Okay, I got that, I guess. So is there any reason why we had to sit in the car, my car, for this? See, I needed to make sure to see if you had an automatic or a stick shift when I drop you off at work in your car. You drop me off at work. Do you work? I'm actually in between jobs right now. So how long have you had this gap in your employment? Gap? I've been unemployed for 5 years. So I think I've heard everything I needed to hear. Me too. I think I'm in love.
That's my favorite video of the week.
And y'all be surprised. I said that applies to some of these situations. You know, that like I said, the first person, like I've been unemployed for 5 years. You see, and they somehow it still works. Somehow the relationship still progresses on and on and on a little bit, y'all. So I tell people like it does happen quite a bit in this space right here. You know, just within like it does. It just. I forgot. I think I just watched one of them weird podcasts, and I was just doing that video in the car. You never know where your inspiration is going to come from. But mine comes from just random stuff. Like I'll be like literally random. The types of Thanksgiving was my favorite. Wait for New Year's. New Year's is right around the corner, y'all. So wait for the New Year's mix up. It's gonna be funny too. So
watch for those.
Yeah, so I got time for a few more questions, y'all. I'm not gonna do it like a members only tonight because like y'all see my kids are in here. My kids are running around tonight. So I had to hop off here in a few minutes. But I got a few minutes for some more questions and answers over on the YouTube channel. Pop my neck. Okay, so Nina says, I've been with a narc for 13 years. We have kids. I recently nursed him through a heart surgery. Came out. Oh, no, let me read this again. Came out, same drama, hate, and disrespect. I'm tired now, but I keep letting him back in. How do I break the chain? You got to stop it. When if you have to decide, like, first of all, when have you had enough? When is enough? Because you have to determine it. It's kind of like, you know, crossing the threshold to your wedding, had to carry you over the threshold, just like we're married, like he throw you in the floor. That's what narcissists do. They get you married, carry the threshold, like we're married, and just throw you right in the floor. Now I can be myself. They like a lot of people have to understand that like they're never going to appreciate the stuff that you do for them.
Never enough.
The sacrifices that you make for them, the struggles that you do for them, like all that stuff, they are never going to appreciate it, y'all. So you have to tell yourself, when have I had enough? When is enough enough? Like really, seriously, when is enough going to be enough for you? Have you ever heard of a narcissist creating a fake text thread from an app claiming that another person is reaching out saying that their significant other is doing them wrong? Yeah, dude, would they do something like I've heard similar stories to that? Like not even creating with an app, like with their own phone. Like they'll text themselves from their other phone or something like that, or have one of their friends texting back and forth saying certain things to set it up. I've heard that before, so that it does happen. Is it normal for a narcissistic person to make you feel like you're the narcissist? Yeah, all the time.
And the
Just like-
fleas.
Yeah, the narcissistic fleas kick in, and then the gaslighting and stuff starts as well, y'all. So they, that's when they have you question your reality and all the other good stuff. What is the best advice you have to someone who wants to cultivate a healthy relationship with self? Learn to love yourself. Like so I always, so I do have my, if y'all don't know, I have my self-love journal that's on Amazon. My self-love journal, Lee Hammock, I Love Me. The self-love journal is on Amazon to help you like rebuild that self-love. You have to understand what you like and dislike. You have to be more in tune with yourself. What do you like to do? A lot of people, one of the first things to go when you're in a toxic relationship is your identity. So learning to reestablish your identity and who you are and what you like to do, it can be extremely tough. So that's the first thing you have to start doing. Like really, seriously, learn to love you. Do something for yourself. Like what do you like to do? I ask people that, like, what's the last thing you've done for yourself, by yourself? And they have to think about it. Like, it takes time. Like I say, yeah, I know I keep telling people like it takes time. They're like, I want now. We live in such a microwave society. People are so used to putting it in there and hitting 30 seconds. You need to put the real time in. You hit 30 seconds like 6 times, like 6 minutes, like boop, beep, 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 same button. Yeah. It takes time, y'all. It really does. How do you protect your kids from a narc in their family? So if you're still with them, it's more difficult to do it sometimes when you're still with them, but you have to be like the buffer. You have to be the safe place. You have to be the zone, because a lot of kids will start to think that the relationship and the family dynamic is broken down because of them. A lot of kids start to blame themselves for what is going on, which is gonna sound like an upsell, y'all, but I do have a kid's book right here. My kid's book is called Remember It's Not Your Fault. Is dedicated to helping kids understand that, like, hey, it's not your fault, mommy and daddy, or mommy and mommy, whatever relationship you have, we're not together. It's not your, like, it teaches kids about telling them the truth, setting boundaries, being okay with loving themselves, so that can help as well. But you have to be you have to be like the buffer. You have to be the safe zone. You have to have like your kids have to feel like they have a hazmat suit on at your house, because they feel free. They feel free and clean. How do I get that book? The kids book? So I'm gonna do the self-love journal, and then I'll put the what's the kid? My mind went blank. The kids book in it too. Yeah, it's just both of them on Amazon, but I put the links to both of them in the comment section. Is treating you like a kid devaluation? Yes. No. Yes. Treating you like you're less than is absolutely devaluation. Like you don't understand them because you have such an infantile mindset. Yeah. So I can't believe what I allowed him to do to me. I feel sick. Today, officially no contact. I just posted a video yesterday on my YouTube channel about before you go no contact, watch that video, because a lot of people think that no contact is just like done. There's a lot of stuff you have to process when you go no contact. This will probably be the last time you ever talk to this person, the last time you ever hear their voice, the last time you ever see them. Are you ready for that? Is that okay with you? Because a lot of people just think no contact is just like this simple, just blocking, done. There's feelings you have to deal with. There's clothes you probably think you need. Are you ready for that? The last time you talk to this person, the last time you see this person, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, however long you've been together. Are you ready for this? It's like this person's dead, pretty much. Are you ready for this person to emotionally and physically die to you? Because that's what no contact is. So be ready for that.
What D had to say there.
Yeah, see? Yeah. I feel like going no contact has made me experience the 5 stages of grief. That's what I'm saying. Before you go no contact, think about it right there. Literally think about that right there.
Get support.
Because it's going to hit you like a wave. I'm telling you,
It's not easy.
like, it's going to feel good, like you're standing on the beach with your feet in the sand. You like you know how to like low tide, the water just hitting your toes. You're like, oh, the beaches. I love the beach, you know. And then the water stops hitting your feet. You get your eyes closed, right? Imagine you're on the beach with your eyes closed, and the water is just hitting your feet. Then all of a sudden, the water stops. It gets super quiet, right? The water stops hitting your feet, and you open your eyes. And the fucking tsunami about to hit you. You see what I'm saying? Now the water went back, and then there's a wave about to hit you. Because that's what it's like sometimes. Sometimes the waves are going to hit you. Be ready for the waves.
It's true.
So, yeah, what's with the infantilization with narcissism? It really just depends on it in that right there, because I think this gonna sound weird, but I think a lot of narcissists have the emotional capacity of children, of kids. A lot of them do, you know, and that's why sometimes you see them doing like little kiddie responses to you, you know. And a lot of narcissistic parents, you know, like to infantilize you, don't let you will never grow up in their eyes, pretty much. You know, you don't grow up, you will never grow up to them and whatnot. Somebody say, is it spiritual? No, I don't believe it's spiritual. But there's people who disagree with me, like, Lee, you're wrong there. It is spiritual. Okay. Did childhood trauma cause your disorder? So yeah, I have a long series on my YouTube called Self-Aware Sundays. It goes into like literally my whole story from beginning to end. It's like I said, it's not just one small incident. It's an accumulation of things. It's not just one thing that happened. It's a big accumulation of things. I know people just like, you try to get people go to YouTube. Now, that question is not an easy question to answer. It's not simple. Yes. You know, yes, and this is how I get the therapy. Now it's not that simple. My job is filled with narcissists. It's keeping to myself the cure. It can be the cure sometimes, but I mean, a lot of times you spend more time with the people at work than you do at home. So keep it to yourself might drive you crazy. So maybe if that feels like it makes you feel protected, then do that. Will you be live this Sunday because of New Year's Eve? It's Sunday, New Year's Eve. Damn.
Yeah, it is.
I'll be forgetting the holidays. I'm ready for the year to be over with, honestly.
I'll be in Seattle this New Year's Eve. If you guys are in Seattle, come check out a show. It's at Laughs. I should know the name of the club. Lachlan Patterson will be there. So yeah, if you guys are in Seattle, come check out the show, the Laughs Comedy Club, I think. And that's what I'm doing for New Year's. I don't know about you, Lee.
I'll probably be at home, y'all. Getting ready for next year. Getting myself ready, hyped up. Now I'm just raising my standards. Yeah. Do you think the red pill manosphere philosophy imbibed in, if you don't know what it is? I know what the red pill stuff is. I don't particularly care for the red pill stuff because a lot of it just props up abusive behaviors. You know, a lot of it does do that type of stuff right there. So basically, after watching your podcast, the only way to defeat a narcissist is greater self-love. That's not the only way. That's one way, you know. That's one way to defeat. It's not really about defeating a narcissist, because that means the focus is on them. The self-love is for you, you know. Control the controllables, because like you can love yourself you can work on loving yourself. It doesn't mean that a narcissist is going to leave you alone, you know. But when you working on loving yourself, it typically means you don't go back into it. You know, it doesn't mean that they'll love you. I love myself so much they'll leave me alone. No, sometimes they don't like me. They'll come back harder. They'll send. It's like a sixth sense, y'all. When they like you might not talk to this person for 3 months, and they'll be at home. She's happy and healing. Let me call her. You know what I mean? And they'll call you out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. Happy birthday to you. And that's what happens right there, y'all. So seriously.
And that's our last question. Sorry.
Okay.
I would say that's the last question, unless you have any more that you want to pull in.
Somebody said water cups. What did you do that?
Yeah.
I was like, because it just does it right there, y'all. So, hold on, this right here. Someone once said, "There's no such thing as a self-aware narcissist." There's another guy on YouTube that says he's self-aware, but also uses his platform as supply. Yeah, there are some pretty horrible, terrible people that are self-aware narcissists out there. And I always tell people, self-aware does not mean healed or better. Self-aware just means when people say there's no such thing as a self-aware narcissist, I always ask, like, why does the diagnosis exist? If you tell me that I'm diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, does not mean I'm self-aware. It exists for a reason. That's why I just tell people, like, yeah, the self-aware narcissist just means that they know. It doesn't mean that they're trying to improve. It doesn't mean that they're trying to get better. I'm telling you. It just means that they're self-aware of who they are. There are some pretty horrible ones out here that are still evil bastards. One in particular wears sunglasses, and he's just this horrible person. But that's part of the dynamic right there, though, y'all. There's some horrible, terrible self-aware narcissist accounts out there that are horrible, evil people that still sit in their victimhood. I call them self-aware victims because they're not trying to get better. They try to get you to feel sorry for them. Like, hey, I'm a narcissist, so this is why I act the way I act. So you should feel sorry for me.
Speaking of victims, that's another big red flag to look for. That's something I was, reading about and listening about is, in those types of relationships, if somebody's playing the victim right away with you when you're going on dates.
Oh yeah, there's like the pity party. Next week episode might be red flags, y'all. I might actually do a red flag episode when you first go out there, because that is, if they throw in a pity party and just complaining about all their exes and how their exes are horrible and terrible people and blah blah blah. That's a whole different space to be in right there. So yeah. So I might do that right there. So
that'd be a good show. Another red flag show.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all for tuning in, y'all. Seriously, see y'all next week. Same narc time, same narc place. Make sure y'all follow Jessica, her YouTube and stuff as well. I think she dropped it in there, but just type in @baby Jessica Montez. She's on TikTok too, my TikTok folks.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to make that work. I'm not really, big on social media, but that and Instagram, you can get me at Jessica D Montez. But I'm starting to build it. I'm going to try to build it.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
All right. Peace out, y'all. Thanks. Waving the red flag with your favorite self-aware narcissist.